Hello, everyone, and welcome to War of the Stars, a Star Wars podcast. Come to you, as always, from deep within the Outer Rim, far beyond the watchful eyes of the Galactic Empire. My name is John Mark Tolley, and joining me today, as always, are my two co-hosts.
I'm Garrett Jones.
And I'm Brian Karasik.
This way. All right. Did you say hello, Garrett? I couldn't hear you.
Yeah, I said hello.
Oh, I couldn't hear. Sorry. Wow. Starting off on a bang, I can see.
It's a free podcast, folks. You're getting what you pay for.
Yes.
Yeah, well, we're all kind of recovering from Turkey Day and our post-Turkey comas.
Yes. The tryptophan is real.
Actually, I only had like one plate of turkey the entire time. I mostly gorged on mac and cheese, mashed potatoes and gravy, and stuffing.
Yeah.
Pepperidge Farm stuffing.
Not Pepperidge Farms. My mom's got some other stuff that's gluten-free, just in case my brother shows up, because celiac is a thing. But
we had homemade stuffing. My wife made homemade stuffing with French bread, which was really good. And then her famous. This might sound weird, but they're delicious, and they're a big hit. Is her famous cucumber sandwiches. They're usually just fly out. We've had
people take cucumber sandwiches seriously.
It sounds like something I think I would like it, but really I feel like I need to be
anyway.
Watching
we're not here to talk
horse race.
So, well, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Let's get to it. What are we on about today?
Well, I was just about to say you were going to say Happy Thanksgiving, Happy Life Day.
Happy Life Day to us all.
Yes. In lieu of our normal holiday special that we've been doing for the last few years of watching the holiday special, we decided to not to allow you that joy of watching that great theatrical masterpiece, and instead just talk a little bit about the history of Life Day and kind of where it's at now. And I know Garrett's got something
I'm trying to get it going, and for whatever reason, it's being a complete putz about it, and I don't know why. Hold on a second. I'm quitting QuickTime, and I'm going
get Chewie to hit it. Maybe that will fix it.
I might just hit it myself, man. I had it working before. Let's see here. Loop is on. And let's see if we can get that in there. Present. Share screen. Window. And
is it working?
Play. There we go.
Oh, yes. Life Day.
I put this together this morning, and I figured this would be a fun little montage to have going while we were.
Yeah.
So I saw one of these red robe Wookiees in a multiple $100 bust at my local comic book shop. So it's really entered the zeitgeist, as it were. Okay, so brief touch there. I just noticed B. Arthur is featured prominently in the artwork you got there.
They've showed up.
A lot of folks don't know that B. Arthur is in the holiday special, and I don't think she gets enough credit. A little known what I call dubious Star Wars fact. The character of B. Arthur plays, Akmina, is a singer and bartender at the Mos Eisley Cantina, and an abandoned plot line held that she was actually an Imperial agent spying on the residents of Tatooine. And if it had gone in a different direction, Akmina would have been revealed to be an apprentice of Darth Vader and actually have the Sith name of Darth Isbornak.
Interesting. Wait. As in like Dorothy?
As in Dorothy Isbornak. Just kidding. That's not real, but that's I like making
that would have been a nice
dubious
Golden Girl.
Right? Can you believe it? Darth Isbornak.
Yes.
Which also ties nicely into the fact that at one point Dorothy went to the hospital and was treated by a doctor who is the same actor who plays the holographic doctor in Star Trek. So it's
Robert Picardo.
Yeah, there we go. Thanks. So she's got some chops.
Yeah.
But anyway,
so I looked this up.
Uh-huh.
Oh, sorry. I looked this up in about Life Day, so we kind of get a system. It says Life Day is a celebration in the Star Wars universe. They're originated on the Wookiee home planet of Kashyyyk. It is similar to the real-world holidays like Christmas or Thanksgiving, where friends and family come together to celebrate life and harmony.
Yeah.
During Life Day, Wookiees gathered to honor the values of freedom, peace, and togetherness. They wear red robes, and the festivities often include music, feast, and the lighting of the Tree of Life. It is a time for reflection and hope, even though it is set in a galaxy far, far away. So, what do you think of this? I think the first thing I want to get into is, what do you think of this whole idea of making a holiday, but basically co-opting an Earth holiday? Because it's basically space Christmas. Let's be honest.
I mean, they had to. It was the 70s.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
I would note that the reason the Wookiees wear red robes is that they were out of funding for Wookiee costumes. And if you watch many of those people on the stage wearing those red robes are literally just wearing Chewbacca Halloween masks and then the red robes. It is it's not a production with a great deal of attention to detail, but I love how it's entered our consciousness, and it's a thing. They decorate Batuu for Life Day. Horatio Sands' character in The Mandalorian complains that getting captured by the Mando is going to keep him from celebrating Life Day. It's great. It's a fun addition. There's some super awkward 70s stuff in that holiday special. I'm not going to go into it too much, but the present that Chewie's dad gets is inappropriate for children. I don't care for it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
I don't. And there like even the Fever Dream disco song that's done by, I think that who was the singer?
That was it was a band.
Well, there's that.
Well,
one.
Jefferson Starship.
Yeah, Jefferson
because Starship.
There's also the African American singer with the pink hair.
Yeah, who was that?
The hologram.
Yeah, was that Dion?
He was very famous at the time.
Was that Dion?
Was it Dionne Warwick? I think it was Dionne.
No,
Warwick.
I don't think it's Dionne Warwick.
Now I'm gonna have to find out. Anyway, yeah, like I mean, we watched it a couple of years ago for War of the Stars, and man, like I got tired watching it because it was just it's so
Diane
long.
Carroll.
Diane Carroll, that's right. Okay. It was so weird.
Not a performer of whom I had heard.
Yeah, there she is right there. Although I will say it does give us our very first look at and sound of Boba Fett.
It does.
The first Boba Fett appearance.
Yes.
Does anybody know, aside from the behind the scenes stuff with the red robes, does anybody know what the significance of the red robes was supposed to be in lore, or like what it's supposed to come about now?
I don't know.
At the time, I don't believe there was any significance, but I'm sure they've added to it. It's probably to celebrate the blood of family returning home or something like that. I'm so distracted by Mark Hamill's makeup in this. This was filmed, of course, shortly after his accident. And so he looks like Farrah Fawcett in the close-ups on this. It's
it looks really weird. And it looked like he was wearing a wig, but it wasn't a wig.
And they added
they
added the injury, the Wampa injury, because to cover for the fact he had some facial scarring. And it really led to the decades of voice work that Hamill did between Jedi and some of his other stuff on camera.
So this is what I found. It said the color red is often.
I wonder. I don't know. I've never been to Disney at Christmas, and I think like it seems like a terrible time to go, if I'm honest. But I would love to go there and see what they do in Batuu for that, because Batuu is such an immersive experience. I'd really like to see like how I'm sure they have Wookiees and robes and all that. Have either of you been or seen any footage of what they do down there?
They have.
Well,
they do
Life
have
Day
a
technically is November 7th.
Life Day and Batuan Harvest Festival.
Yeah. Life Day is technically November 17th. Are you there?
Can you hear us now?
I guess not. We can hear you.
Brian?
I can hear you now. My headphones are acting up.
Oh.
Have you tried turning them off and on again?
All right, we're going to go with speakers. Sorry, guys.
I understand.
And for some reason, the video playback.
But no, Life Day is technically November 17th. Are we? Oh, wow.
I like that Harvey Gorman plays two characters in this.
Yeah.
And I had totally forgotten that B. Arthur sings, and it's a good song.
Yeah.
Who knew? At the time, B. Arthur was famous for Maude. Like she's a TV sitcom actress. I don't know how she got into that role, but I'm glad she did.
Yeah. So you're asking about the red robes, and this is what I found. It said the color red is often associated with warmth, love, and life, with aligns with the themes of Life Day.
Makes sense. You know, that's not uncommon. I mean, like you look at Asian cultures, Korea, Japan, Thailand, China, and red is usually used as a color for celebration, especially weddings.
Yeah.
Whereas white is considered the color of death and funerals.
Yeah.
Whereas here in Western culture, white it symbolizes purity and symbolizes life, and black is usually what's worn at funerals. So, and I think it's kind of cool that they pull from that, especially concerning the fact that George Lucas, he pulled heavily from Japanese cinema when he was developing Star Wars originally. So I think that's kind of a fun little nod to behind the scenes thing.
Yeah.
No.
And I do like the fact that they have, as bad as the holiday special was, and it's bad, they have slowly, especially with, since the acquisition, kind of brought aspects of the holiday special into the main canon. I mean, there's, like you said, you mentioned right there, Brian, during the Mandalorian, there's Life Day is mentioned in the Lego Lego Holiday Special, which, by the way, is awesome. If you guys out there have not watched the Lego Holiday Special, Star Wars Holiday Special, it is hilarious and it is so much fun. But it's whole wrapped around the fact that they're getting ready to celebrate Life Day, and they're looking for a Life Day, a life tree, as kind of they're getting the light part as part of it too. So they've kind of brought it into the main canon.
I'm kind of curious though, because I've been poring over Wikipedia, and at no point does it explain what the crystal orb was supposed to be all about. Because I'm looking on Wiki, as Brian mentioned, Horatio Sands' character is mentioned in this Wikipedia article in the history of it. In fact, at the top of the article, he's quoted. In fact, let me see if I can share this with you guys. Present, share screen, boom. Yeah. Right here. I mean, he's got the picture, he's got the quote. I was hoping to be free for Life Day, but nothing in this talks about the orbs.
What you want to do there, Garrett, is look up Life Day orb.
Hold on. Here we go. There's the link. I didn't see it before.
They're just decorations. It's no big deal.
There's no other symbolism?
So what I typed it into Bing, and it just says the crystal orbs that the Wookiees hold on Life Day ceremonies are known as Life Day orbs. They orbs symbolize the tree of life and the unity of all living things. They're used during the celebration to represent hope and peace in the bonds that connects the galaxy. Holding these orbs, participants often gather around the tree of life, reflecting the values of Life Day, such as family, harmony, togetherness. The light of the orbs is a metaphor for the light that each individual brings to the galaxy, emphasizing the importance of each person's contribution to the greater good.
So yeah, and that kind of ties in with what I just found when Brian directed me to the link. They basically are just adorning the tree. That's all it is.
I'm sure there's some real world explanation of there was a spare one backstage. You're like, here, hold this.
This looks sci-fi related.
Yeah.
The fans will make it work.
And of course we did.
And that is something I find most charming about Star Wars, us and the entire fandom. any little tiny thing that, it just happened to be that way, and we're going to build it into the universe and make it work. The guy carrying the ice cream maker, Wilro Hood, he has like pages of backstory on Wikipedia.
Yeah.
And I think Life Day is a shining example of that. Speaking of the appearance of Boba Fett, I've seen a number of Boba Fett figures that are colored like he is in the comic. People 3D print them and all that stuff. It's a if it's part of Star Wars, we're going to make it part of our lives, I think. And some of us more than others. I thought it was a fun story. I remember watching the holiday special as a child, which it was 78. I didn't get to see it until some rerun in 79, so I would have been 5. And I don't remember much about it, but I remember, oh boy, more Star Wars. So
I didn't see it until it was on YouTube.
Yeah, same here. You can't evaluate that sort of thing, how it would be seen through the eyes of a child. And I thought it was great. I can't believe it was made by adults for adults, but it seemed great to me.
What's funny is, like, have you guys ever watched the Screen Junkies Honest Trailers?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, yeah.
It's Star Wars.
I think what we're learning is there's not a great deal of lore to be discussed. It's just
but like, if you get a chance to watch the Honest Trailers for the holiday special, man, they get a little mean. That one, and 4 years ago, Ryan George from Screen Rant did a pitch meeting for the whole thing. And like at one point, I think both videos at one point make a reference to how Carrie Fisher, God rest her soul, was maybe a little coked up as she was singing her solo.
Oh, I've heard, but yes, you can see her fingernail. Like it's quite obvious.
Yeah,
right. Carrie herself said that she has no memory of making it, and also that she uses her copy to get rid of people at the end of a party. That she puts it on TV when she wants people to leave.
Yes, that's awesome. Yeah, I've heard that all of the fun candy was used during the making of this show.
I mean, it was the 70s. It was the law.
Yeah. I was going to look something up, but I forgot I was going to look up. Yeah.
I think the holiday special is one of the reasons Harrison Ford wanted him to kill Han Solo.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, this is what it's going to be like. No, thank you.
Well, take a look at this, because like it was one of the things I noticed when I was watching that video clip I had going on, that montage.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look at his face, like I mean, obviously you've got Chewbacca there in the red robe holding the orb. Carrie Fisher's a little kind of dazed. Mark Hamill's just there, and you can see the absolute look on Harrison Ford's face.
Yeah.
He is just like,
Ford is not feeling it.
No, like it really makes you wonder, what did George Lucas have on him?
Well,
he got sidelined into this project.
George was probably still holding the last payment for his carpentry work over his head or something. But yeah, Ford is definitely like, this is kind of silly, right, guys? Even Mark in that last shot, he's like, yeah, this is pretty nutso. But like, this sort of variety show was common in the 70s. I don't know, you guys weren't really around for that, but at any given moment on a Friday or Saturday night, there might be some weird special like that where, like, and now it's the Brady Bunch family of stars, like the Cavalcade of Wonders. It was always.
I saw some stuff like that watching Nick at Night back in the late 80s.
Yeah.
Early 90s.
A special event. What was it? Channel USA. They'd have, hey, so attention USA viewers, wings, and wings will not be seen tonight in order we can bring you this special presentation. It's a joke for the Wings fans out there. USA was famous for running just Wings marathon. But anyway, that sort of thing was fun. It was a sign of the times. And, just throw a pile of money and a lot of liquor and whatever else might be in the cabinet at a bunch of writers and, see what sticks. And here we are 40 odd years later, still talking about it. And I might watch it again this weekend. You know what? I said I'm not going to talk about it, but I am going to talk about it. Chewie's dad gets a VR helmet, essentially.
Yes.
And he puts it on, and a beautiful woman shimmers to life in front of him and says dialogue to the effect of, "I am your fantasy. I am here anytime you want." I don't think he should be watching that in the presence of his grandchild. It's just not appropriate. And I had forgotten all about that scene. And a friend of mine had this on a DVD burned, and he invited me over to his house to watch it with like his kids. And I'm like, oh, a little awkward. This is not cool. And just the gestures that the Wookiee actor is doing make it clear that he is enjoying the presentation, and it's not okay.
No, it's super not
brings me, folks, if you've not seen the special edition, or the holiday special, you must understand that the first 15 minutes of the show are Wookiees talking to each other with no subtitles.
Yes.
And no translation. It is just Wookiee conversation till the first commercial break. And that's a lot of Wookiee.
Yeah.
To just watch. But they, credit to them, they communicate a warmth and love. You have no idea what they're saying, but you know that they're family. And then finally we get to see Han talking. But it's really hard to express the feeling of watching the holiday special.
Yeah.
As part of Star Wars Marathon, because it is a stark deviation from the seriousness of the space opera.
Well, and then there were some huge jokes that were cracked by Art Carney and Harvey Korman that super inappropriate for like a primetime, family entertainment, but even back in the 70s. I mean, I know they got away with a ton of crap back then, but still.
So I was just looking this up just because I couldn't remember who wrote the holiday special. So it was written by Pat Profitt, Leonard Rips, Bruce Vilanich, Rod Warren, and Mitzi Welch.
Bruce Vilanch worked on this thing?
Yeah, he did.
He was one of the writers, yes.
Oh, no wonder it gets so weird.
Yes.
I think Bruce Vilanch was close to being the robot cook until Corman beat him out for it.
I'm pretty sure he wrote the part for himself.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
Oh my
so
gosh.
you can see why that when I say that all of the recreational candy was used.
Garrett. Did you get that last ice cube, Garrett?
Yeah. A lot of ice
I was waiting for it to give way and hit you in the face. I'm sorry, it was too much.
No, it would have happened. It probably would have.
I hope that the writers of this show went on and brought what they learned to this show to other presentations, because say what you will about the quality of the performance, it is memorable. And a lot of times I think that's what they were going for. They didn't know who they were writing for. They didn't know who's going to watch this. Last week, I watched the Garfield Thanksgiving special. It's a 22-minute cartoon about a cat celebrating Thanksgiving. And 4 minutes of it are dedicated to Orson Welles jokes.
Yeah.
Who's that for? Hey, this cartoon cat show that 6-year-olds are going to be watching. 6-year-olds watch Citizen Kane, right? They get it. There is a literal Rosebud reference in the Garfield special. Who knew? So yeah, I think it's
so
funny.
The first name I
you can't hate it. You gotta love what they wanted to do with it.
So I gotta appreciate the fact that they have Pat Proft as one of the writers on this.
Yes,
because he wrote both Hot Shots movies. He wrote Wrongfully Accused with Leslie Nielsen.
Yeah, and
he wrote Scary Movie 3.
Yes.
Yeah.
So between 1991 and 2003, he wrote 4 very, I wouldn't say profitable, but very
prominent
parodies.
Hot Shots, sure. Well,
then,
it's almost like I prophesied that, because I just say I hope some of these people went on to do more. Those are some quality films. I don't know about Scary Movie. I don't care for the franchise, But yeah, hot shots for sure. Good job, Croft. Well done.
Well, and then Rod Warren was a writer and producer with Lily Tomlin for years. And then Bruce Valanche, he got famous for being in Hairspray.
Yeah.
Playing the mom. Leonard Rips. Let's see. Oh, he was the writer for the 2012 stop motion animation of Frankenweenie. He was a writer on Bosom Buddies with Tom Hanks.
Peter Scolari, let's not forget.
Yep, Peter Scolari.
Living in the shadow of Tom Hanks, no fair. We love you, Peter.
He's done he did a lot of stuff for TV, including an episode of Love Boat in 1999. Wow. Okay.
So we know Charo.
And then Mitzi Welch.
All right, I'm too old for this.
In 2014. She worked on a bunch of variety stuff, including the Barbra Streisand and other musical instrumentalists and the Carol Burnett Show. And she also worked for the Magical World of Disney. So doing stuff in the music department. So she did all the music for those programs. So the fact that she came in and did writing on this is kind of interesting.
Yeah.
It all comes back to the time this aired. And folks, I don't want to go all Andy Rooney on you, but there was a time when at 11, 12 o'clock at night, TV stopped. There just wasn't the kind of content we've got now. There were 3 channels, maybe 4 if you had a good antenna, but at 11 o'clock at night, they played the national anthem. And it was static until 6 in the morning. So there wasn't a lot to choose from. You can make something like this and like, this is going to be a huge hit because what else are they going to watch? Another rerun of Matlock? It's just, or I guess Perry Mason is a more timely reference. But regardless, it was a younger, more innocent time when you could make a TV show about Star Wars characters and make sex and drugs jokes and just, who's going to know?
Yeah.
I love it. I'm glad we talked about this because I really it's warmed my heart again. I want to watch it again. I might skip some parts. You can skip a little bit.
Yeah.
For someone like me, I get really disenfranchised with Christmas just because it gets so commercialized, it gets so bogged down with advertisements and stuff like that. And and regardless of the reasons behind the origins of Christmas and all that, like that stuff gets really filtered out. Even from a religious setting. So like having something like this pop up, it, even if it's campy, it feels, I don't know, it feels a little bit more wholesome, like from a better time, I think.
Yeah.
It's easy to be cynical, like if you watch the Charlie Brown Christmas special, I remember that being a heartwarming show, right? Mm-hmm. But I see it now, and it's a bunch of abandoned children. Like, where are their parents? Why are they making Christmas dinner? What's happened? It's like this post-apocalyptic wasteland where no adults exist.
Except for the teacher who sounds like a trombone.
Oh, yeah, that's true. The muted Mrs. Muted Trombone.
All right. As we kind of wrap things up here today, first of all, before we do all our outros, I want to give a special thanks to all of the people who watched our last show last week, our Thanksgiving special. It was one of our biggest shows we've had since we joined Feast of Fandoms Network, on our YouTube, on the YouTube channel there. So give a shout out to everyone who watched it. And
we had 72 views just on that one episode. So that was pretty great. So thank you.
And we're thankful for you.
Yeah. Yeah. And I know for some people that might not seem like a lot, but that's a big deal for us. So thank you to everyone who watched it, and tell your friends about the show.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
That's right. Smash that notification bell.
Yes. And hey, before we wrap up, don't forget, today is, as we're recording this is Monday, but this will air on Wednesday and then go on our Spotify on Thursday, right?
Yes.
Yes. Well, tonight is also the premiere of Skeleton Crew.
It is.
So Goonies in space for anybody who's interested.
Yes.
Looks great. And I've heard Jude Law on 2 different podcasts discussing it. It sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun.
I hope so. I mean, Jaleel White's coming back to television for this, so
I'm going to watch it anyway. I'm not a fan.
And since we were talking about Life Day and Wookiee culture today, next week we are going to be talking about Chewbacca in our character
Chewie.
crit.
Yes.
And all of his iterations as far as what we've seen of him in film, in television, and video games.
Yes. All right. Well then, Brian, why don't you start out by telling the people out there
in honor of Life Day, I would like to say
where they can find you. Almost said TV. Hey, watch it. Now, this is a family show.
No, you can check me and my colleagues out at the Sith Library and Archives on Facebook. It's a lovingly curated collection of Facebook art and culture, focusing on Sith and the dark side, Imperial, any kind of bad guy stuff. So come out there and see us. I post as Darth Carosis.
All right. What about you, Garrett?
Well, you guys can find me on Instagram and X at GKJ_publishing, where I talk about my books, The Archives of a Sink Ran. It's a 5-book series, fantasy, where we have dragons, elves, magic, and vampires that don't sparkle. You can also catch me on my YouTube channel, The Right Way, where we talk about books, book recommendations, author interviews, and creative writing tips. And I'm also on a new Feast of Fandoms show that comes out once a month called Snackame, where we watch anime and eat snacks.
All right. As for us right here, of course, if you want to get a hold of us, you can do so through our email, warthestars1@gmail.com. Our Instagram handle is at war_of_the_stars1. Our handle on X is at warthestars1, and we're on YouTube at WOTS77. But if you really want to watch the show, you can do so over on our the Feast of Fandoms channel. Just search Feast of Fandoms, and you'll be able to get the link to all of the shows on Feast of Fandoms, not just ours, but every other show, including the one that Garrett just mentioned, and many, many others. Also, as he mentioned, Thursdays, the day after it releases on the Feast of Fandoms YouTube, it will also be releasing the audio-only version on our Spotify page. Just search War of the Stars, a Star Wars podcast, wherever you find podcast, and you'll be able to check us out there on the audio version only. That is, if you want to support the show, Ko-fi.com/War of the Stars, or you can go to our Spreadshirt shop, Spreadshirt.com/War-of-the-stars. With that being said, join us next week as we talk about Chewie. And as always, remember, this is not just your Star Wars. This is not just my Star Wars. This is our Star Wars. And until next time, may the Force be with you.